is, what is the significance of a peace pact? We've signed it many times as we've gone for the elections, but especially in this crucial election, what do we do with a pact like this? And how do we get leaders to sign on to it to ensure that we have free, fair elections, but of course, peace at the end of the day? Well, today we have a conversation on precisely that. We're joined by the Executive Secretary to the National Peace Council, George Amo. We'll also have representatives from some of the major political parties joining the conversation as well. But if we have George Amo on board, let me say a very good morning to you, sir. Can you hear me, Mr. Amo? Okay, so let me also get Mustafa Gbande, who is speaking for the NDC. He's the Deputy General Secretary. He joins the conversation. Mr. Gbande, a very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you join the conversation. Now, today is a great day because it's a day when this peace pact is going to be signed. At least there's been a signal that the MPP's candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is going to sign it. But from your party's end, what is the status quo?
Well, so thank you very much. I have always said that a peace process is very crucial to our coexistence, and that politics should not be the grounds on which society should divide. An election should not be a platform for bloodshed. It should only be only a place where we demonstrate and exercise our rights to choose and select and participate in the process of government building. And so the NDC believes that there should be a peace process.
Right.
Now, going into it, we have stated clearly that because we have scars of the past, we believe that there have been some sort of injustice that the NDC have suffered, particularly in 2020, where we lost 8 people, avoidably. And subsequent to that, we believe that the handling of the matter have not been the best in terms of getting justice for the people who have, who were behind these atrocities. We stated those positions. We also indicated that the Electoral Commission remain the biggest, most important stakeholder in the peace process, because that is the arbiter, if you want it, the referee. And so if the referee does not position itself to build trust around the various players, then there will be chaos. And so we expect that the Electoral Commission will acquit itself with professionalism, acquit itself in the position that will build trust and rally same from various stakeholders. One, by ensuring that we have credible, we have trustworthy, we have transparent processes being put in place to ensure a violent-free election. Because the violence that occurs, usually disagreements ensuing from the work of the commission is what precipitates the violence. So if the commission does its work so clear that all stakeholders know what to do, then I can assure you that no political party will even endorse violence in the election. Now, beyond this, the NDC has a candidate who is a former president. And you know his nature and his personality. He is one who believes that we must build a society that contains all individuals, a Ghana that will contain NDC MPP, a Ghana that will protect its people. President Mahama does not stand for dividing society against itself. And so he has committed to say that if there's anything that he will do to win the election devoid of violence, we should rather stick to that approach to ensure that we go in, present ourselves to the people of Ghana. You cannot struggle to impose yourself on the people. If the people say they don't want you, they don't want you. If they like you, they will vote for you. And so we should go there and present our people, but ensure that we are vigilant at every polling station where the status quo is to maintain what we know in the law, that a voting should take place, one man, one vote. You vote, you can stay there, you can go home. Counting should start. Nobody should fictitiously try to steal. And same must be declared in favor of who have won. That is the strategy of the NDC. And so that is exactly what we are going to do. But beyond that, We believe that the police must be up and doing to ensure, and I'll repeat, to ensure that there are no infractions. Infractions are dangerous. Where people infiltrate into the security arrangements, come to give some sort of additional force to a particular political party, be it NDC or MPP, to perpetrate an electoral action is fraud, and that the police must guard against it. The NDC is well fortified, and I can assure you that we are fortified to go to every polling station, maintain vigilance, ensure that the right thing is done. If you will hear at any polling station that there's a problem, then it is the NDC fighting against a wrong. It will not be the NDC causing a trouble or a wrong. That I can assure you. And so we are going there today to see if Peace Council have brought all the answers we've demanded, all the assurances we've demanded. I believe that we will quickly sign to give the people of Ghana the assurance that you are free to walk to a polling station to cast your vote in favor of any president you want to be elected. That you will do so without anybody attacking you. You will do so not with the mentality that we are at war, but with the mentality that we are going for an election. And that is what the NDC stance is.
Interesting. I mean, this peace pact has been spoken about time without number, and there have been concerns about whether your end will be signing the peace pact. But you made a comment about the Ghana Police Service, and a short while ago, I was even reading an article from them where the IGP has been talking about what measures they've put in place. You spoke about security. The IGP says the Ghana Police Service is 95% ready to conduct the elections. They are also actually introducing a reward system for election informants. Do you feel convinced, even before we come back to peace, because it's also part of it, are you convinced with the posturing of the Ghana Police Service? You brought them up a short while ago. Just a quick one on that.
Well, I think that for me as a student of security, election matters and security matters are not for you to convince, because the issues are running. There are incidents that occur, and you may never know where the incident is prepared from. But the police should rather demonstrate readiness to combat any unlawful conduct from any individual, be it NDC, be it MPP, be it PPP. When the police give that assurance, then I can tell you that the process is security-proof. And that is what the NDC have done. We will not start anything. We will not allow anybody to start anything. And when I gave the assurance to the IGP that the recent demonstration we did, we're going to comply with the police. Leadership of the NDC were in front to ensure that we actually did the demonstration peacefully, without any breakages, without any distraction. That is what we are going to do in the election. We have the army. We have the people. We will be vigilant. We are ready and we are fortified. We will not start any trouble, I can assure you. But we have planned and arranged our situation in such a way that any unlawful behavior to perpetrate electoral violence, electoral malpractice, electoral fraud, same will be combated, same will be confronted, same will be attacked, and same will be prevented to ensure that a polling station is safe for election, to ensure that the expectation of all Ghanaians are met from the polling station. Now, I believe also that the IGP should be interested in engaging with the media, because the media today in this election is an arm of security. It's not a media entity. The media is the only avenue where we can get evidence of atrocities and criminal behaviors. Because when your cameras are at a polling station and you are assured that a journalist will not be attacked, but you are free to do your work, then our processes would have been said to be right.
Right.
Apenyoma case assaulted a journalist when he was covering assembly election. Till today, nothing has been done. So a journalist going to to go and cover an election again, is he going to be there for Apenyoma case to release criminal military officers to go and attack such journalists?
Monday, thank you. We'll circle back to you, but we also have Henry Nana Boache, Nana B, on the phone with us this morning. And thank you for joining us. You're on the AM show. We understand that your side have no concerns at all. In fact, you're very open to signing this peace pact. However, it appears the NDC will be walking into that meeting with their wits about them. How are you going into that meeting today?
Yes, unconditionally, we have always committed our political party.
Kindly speak up for us, Nanabi.
Sorry, I mean, because of our numerous campaign activities, I've lost my voice, but I'll try and manage. What I was saying was that for the New Patriotic Party and our leader, we have committed, the party to the previous peace pact or peace accord we've had in 2008, we were part 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. We are also going to be part. But unfortunately, I thought that my brother, Mustafa Gbande, was on the right path until I heard, two unfortunate statements from him. The allegations leveled against Honorable Afenyomaken is quite unfortunate. It's unfounded. You don't say that a military person or
and Abi, I understand
you've
lost your voice because of campaign activity. Maybe the phone can get closer so we can hear you. We're struggling to.
The phone is right closer to me.
All right, this
maybe
is
it's also the network. Can you hear me? Is it better?
Yes, go on.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that first I've made a point that we are fully committed to this peace pact, and we've done so unconditionally over the years. However, I was going to associate myself to my brother Mustafa Gbande's comments until he made some 2 or 3 unfortunate comments. First of all, this malicious allegations leveled against Honorable Afenyomaken that he assaulted a journalist is unfounded, is without any evidence. And then he labeling a security personnel as criminal is very unfortunate. You see, these are some of the comments we political leaders should refrain from. Right? So if you are going in for peace, it's going to be in for peace. We expect every stakeholder to play their part. So
right.
For instance, he mentioned the EC. Yes. The EC, over the years, over the period, they have assured us that they are going to commit themselves to free, fair, transparent elections. We expect them to do so. For us as a New Patriotic Party, there is no way we are going to sanction anybody to misconduct himself or herself. There is no way we are going to do so. So it's important that we as political leaders, we need to be mindful of our comment. Yes, unfortunately, in the year 2020, some people lost their lives. But these are questions we need to ask the IGP. But the moment we cloak it with MPP, NDC colors, yesterday I heard a lady member of the NDC on Asempa FM saying that NPP killed to win the 2020 elections. The moment you do so, you have dissolved the entire matter into partisan waters.
Right.
And you are likely not to have a very favorable outcome.
Right.
Look, the IGP is seized with the investigation of these matters. So we must go to the police for where they have gotten to regarding the investigation of these matters, but not to, recklessly blaming and calling out names. Because, you see, killing somebody is a criminal activity. Do not forget that during NDC's event in Ashanti region, somebody was killed, somebody was shot. That is a criminal activity.
Which event?
No, they had a program. I think it was about 3 years ago. At the original office, somebody was shot and killed.
So you yourself just said that.
The moment although it was an MPP activity, the act that ensued is a criminal act. So anytime it happens, we as political leaders, we must undress these issues out of the MPP NDC versus.
All right. Nanabi, hold for me for a second. You yourself just said that that is a criminal activity or a criminal offense, someone be shot dead and all that. And it's not too different from the demands that the NDC are making going into this meeting, hopefully to sign the peace pact. In fact, they're asking for the implementation of recommendations from the Ayawaso West Wogon Commission, justice for the victims, those 8 people who lost their lives, addressing electoral irregularities, Electoral Commission transparency, presidential commitments, and inclusion of key stakeholders. So some of these have not been met, although they say they are going in to see if the Peace Council has brought them answers. How are you preparing to deal with it in case the NDC decides that all their demands have not been met and they're not going to sign? How are you preparing to deal with that?
First of all, I find it very unfortunate that you go into a peace pact with some conditions. No, they should be unconditional. You can raise issues. We've done it several on several platforms. Look, in 2008, we committed ourselves to this. We did not attach any conditions. You can raise issues. In 2012, we were not in power. We raised issues about security. We raised issues about the Electoral Commission. Yet it was not a condition for us whether to commit ourselves to the pact or not. In the year 2016, we were not in power. We had issues. We raised issues. We had even gone for demonstrations, and we had issues with the police. Yet we went into that exercise unconditionally. We didn't have any conditions attached to it. So, for me, a responsible behavior from the NDC would be, you know what, you have issues, raise them. Let the appropriate institutions deal with them. But the moment you attach these conditions, that because of A, B, then we can also do the same. We can go back and cite issues from Tripoli. We can also do the same. So go into this if you are fully committed to peace. Indeed, if you mean it, go into it unconditionally. But then you can raise these issues. You can always criticize the Electoral Commission. You can raise these issues to the police service, that where have we gotten to with the investigation? But if you say that you are coming today and you are going to ask questions on the floor, and if the questions are not answered, then you cannot be part of it. If you are comfortable with the answers, then you'll be part of it. Then it means you are not fully committed to the exercise.
Right.
Because look, it is not as if it's a new thing. It is not new. It's not a novel exercise. We've had it over the years. All political parties will have issues. But those issues should not be consolidated into a particular condition precedent before the exercise is
right. Nanabi,
no,
we don't have so much time. And let me come in here. Ben will come in shortly. Are you saying that these demands, whether or not they are met, is of no consequence to your party? Briefly.
No, not at all. I think that these are separate issues altogether.
Okay.
Because that is why I'm saying that you can raise all of these issues with appropriate institutions, but it should not be conditions attached.
Right.
That look, if I don't get favorable responses to all of these issues that we have raised, that we will not be part of the peace accord or the peace pact.
All right.
It should not be.
All right, Nanabi, hold for us. We'll be wrapping shortly. But let's also bring in Most Reverend Matthew Jamfi. He is president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. Your Grace, thank you for joining the conversation this morning. Most Reverend Jamfi, if you can hear me.
Hello?
Good morning to you.
Yes, I do hear you. Yes, yes.
Okay, you sound a bit far. Yes. I do not know why. Maybe you could get the telephone close to your mouth just a little bit.
Please come again.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm struggling to hear you, so I'd wanted you to maybe draw the phone closer a little so that we can hear you better.
Yes, okay. It's better now, yeah.
Okay. What are your expectations? Today, the signing of that peace pact is supposed to happen. The National Democratic Congress still has issues in respect of some things they want. We know of those issues already. What are your expectations ahead of the signing today?
Well, our expectations are that all the political parties are going to agree to this peace pact, which is further encouragement and assurance to Ghanaians that we are going to have a peaceful election, and the results of the people's votes are going to be accepted. Whoever wins, we are going to accept, and there are not going to be any rejections and violence, and I will not accept the elections any further. I think that is the meaning of signing this peace deal, and our expectation is that all the parties have no choice but to sign to this peace deal, because if any party were to stand out and say, I don't want peace, then he does not deserve to be voted for in the country. So it is in their own interest that they put their signatures and accept this peace pact.
You just made a very important point that if a party doesn't sign it, then it doesn't deserve to be voted for. Two quick things. The NDC, we do not know whether they are signing this as of now, but if they do not, can we still have peace? Can we still not have peace? I mean, what is your take on that? And is your expectation that if they don't sign it, then maybe it diminishes what is going to happen today?
Yes, I mean, if you are going to rule a country and you say you don't want peace, you will not even commit to peace, then what country do you expect to come and govern? So you see, we all have cases, and so far I know that one of the parties, I think it's the NDC, that say they have issues. Well, that does not necessarily mean that they are going to be violent if they did not sign the peace pact. But to sign it means you are announcing to all people that you want peace. But if you say you won't sign, then it leaves some concern, some doubt in the minds of people. But whatever issues that they had, which I heard some of them, does not mean that they should not commit to peace. Because some of the issues that they were raising, like some people were murdered and during the elections, and they were looking for results to be resolved. Now, the issue is, how even do you know that those members were belong to your party or not? Who knows that? You are saying that, but nobody, or for sure, you are saying that. So these are things that should not prevent us, if even there have been violence in the past, should not prevent us from seeking better things, seeking and signing to treaties and agreements that will prevent those things that have happened in the past that we all did not like.
Your Grace, just quickly before I let go of you, I know you have to move. This peace pact is symbolic. It's more like a convention. It's nothing constitutional. Other countries who have peaceful elections, I don't know how many of them sign peace pacts anyway. It's a Ghanaian thing. But it is a good thing for the parties to commit. However, are you saying that, for example, the NDC has called on the Attorney General, also sign off on this, the IGP, sign off on this? Are those problematic? Can't those be done?
Well, I don't know if I heard you clearly. You know, I'm in a vehicle traveling. Right. But if I heard you right, you are saying those concerns that they raise, are they not issues to be resolved? Is that what you said?
Yes, please.
Yes, certainly. But as I've said before, you see that some of these issues take a very, very long time, and they tell us the wheels of justice moves slowly. You know, and there have been even some cases of murder, even before these things that happened, that has not been resolved. And they are still working on some of these things. So you cannot say that if you have not resolved it by this time, then I will not sign for peace. I think that may be going too far.
All right.
You know, that also, having said that, it does not mean that those who are doing the investigation, since it has related with elections, and we are going to have elections for those people who are in charge to come out publicly to say, hey, we are investigating this issue. This is how far we have come. It does not mean that we have slowed down. You know, that also addresses the concern of the party that are raising these issues.
Okay.
And it doesn't also destroy anything. It rather goes to show that, hey, we are addressing even the issues that you have raised, only we have not come to a conclusion.
All
so
right.
such communication also lightens the issue and reduces tension.
Okay.
So you should not keep all these things quiet.
All right.
And I don't know, you gone or somewhere, whatever things, how far they have gone, they should also come out and then explain these people, because they were elections related, and this is elections, we cannot keep quiet over some of those things.
Okay.
So those who are in charge should come and tell us where they are. Some machines got missing,
Right.
or that is what they said. I think even the Electoral Commission, I don't know, has come out, made some public statements and issued press statements to tell us where they have arrived at. I think all other agencies in charge of the investigations and the methods can do something similar.
Okay.
And then tensions will go down. Then people will not have causes to say, because of this, I'm not going to do this.
Your Grace, we are grateful for your time. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Most Reverend Matthew Jamefi. Sweetie, would you like to
Yes,
just
Mustafa, I know you've listened in on everything that's been said so far. What will be your concluding remark for us?
Well, I think that I am happy that we're having these conversations, to be very honest with you, because peace is relatively very important for all of us. Ghana is where our children are growing. Ghana is the country that we have. I would know under any circumstance motivate anybody to go and attack my brother Danabi in a polling station. Why then will I encourage a party supporter to do that to an MPP person at a polling station? Look, if we have worked competently as executives, we should put ourselves out there and let Ghanaians make the choice.
Right.
But my challenge is that the standard of drafting a peace pact, this one that I'm seeing, is more in tune to religion than the process that we are talking about.
Mustafa, you have to be very brief. We're on a time leash. You have to be very brief, please.
Well, then I won't go into it, but let me just react to one thing. Nana B, we were here when we had assembly elections, and a journalist who was recording some atrocities at a polling center was attacked by certain individuals wearing military uniforms, not sanctioned by the Army Command, at that polling station, who assaulted the journalist. You don't think that is criminal?
Okay, we have to go, Mustafa Gwande. Thank you so much. Nanabi, in about 30 seconds, we'll take your final word. If we still have Nanabi, this is your time. 30 seconds and we're gone.
Yes, I'm saying that I would associate myself with the comments from the man of God. Look, we need to go into this exercise unconditionally. And that is it. All other issues, we have state institutions mandated to handle such matters. We should direct these issues to these institutions, and I think they will resolve them. All political parties should commit themselves to this peace pact, and that is the way forward.
All right. Thank you so much.
For the New Patriotic Party, we are fully committed to the peace pact, unconditionally.
Thank you so much. That is Henry Nana Boakye. He is the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. We also spoke to Mustafa Gwande, that is the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, as well as Most Reverend Edu Jamefi. He is the
Most Reverend Matthew Jamefi, actually.
Yes, Executive Director of the National Peace Council. But before we go, Ghana, get ready for the biggest giveaway from Syntex Tank. Syntex is giving 15 communities free water. And this is just to say thank you for making us the #1. Now, do you know that Syntex was the first to introduce double-layer tanks, many colors, and white inner layer tanks in Ghana? So if it is not Syntex, forget about it. Not be any tank, be Tanko. If you're a community and you want to benefit from the free Syntex free water giveaway, then simply log on to their social media handles. Across all platforms, they are Syntex Ghana, and nominate your community. The more you nominate, the better chances you have of Syntex coming to your community. Remember, it's SINTEX, Syntex Tank. Syntex, a strong, a tough.
Well, we're moving on. It's the calling of institutions of higher education to actively participate in the policy and development conversations within Ghana and around the world. Towards this aspiration, the Central University has the pleasure of inviting the general public to a public lecture to be delivered by the Chief Justice of the Republic, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Tokonu. The topic: the sustainability of excellent legal education in tertiary institutions in Ghana, the way forward. The date is Friday, the 29th day of November 2024. That's tomorrow. Time 3 p.m. And the venue is the Best Western Premier Hotel Airport Residential Area. This public lecture is the highlight of the 10th anniversary celebrations of the Central University's Faculty of Law. The media partner, of course, the Multimedia Group. Do stay with us. We'll be back with more action.